Hey, happy Friday to you. It is September 30th and time for this week's Friday Funnies. And let me just say it's great to be back home in Chicago, which this week was voted the nation's most mustache-friendly city by the American Mustache Institute. Hey, hooray for us! You know, as you can tell, I don't currently have a mustache. I tried to grow one in the 70s, and when it didn't fill in by the 80s, I pretty much gave up. But now that I know there's an American Mustache Institute, well, perhaps I'll give it another try. As a matter of fact, watch this video closely and you'll be able to see what I would look like with a mustache and vote for the one you like best. Today is the last day of September, and though I'm sad to see it go, I stand ready to welcome the fourth quarter of 2011. Halloween is only 30 days away, which means you should put up your decorations now, just like that idiot down the street has. Then after Halloween, you need to scrap the skeletons and set up the Santas for Christmas, with the Thanksgiving feast falling in between. It's going to be a busy 90 days, so let's kick it off with a humorous look at this week's news. In the General Services Administration building in Washington, D.C., a toilet exploded. Now, there were no connections to terrorism, but rather abnormally high air pressure in the water system that caused the loo to go kablooey. Now, while the thought of an exploding toilet is bad enough, think for a moment about the poor woman who was using it at the time. She was injured, but is expected to make a full recovery, although I doubt if she will ever be able to flush the experience from her memory. Sorry, it's the mustard. I am not in favor of gun control, but this next story does bring up a point that some people are just too stupid to operate firearms. In Charleston, West Virginia, a 53-year-old man went over to his ex-girlfriend's house and demanded that she take him back. And to emphasize his demand, the man was pointing a .380 caliber handgun at his own head. Like an old joke. What are you laughing at, sister? You're next. Anyhow, he was persuaded finally to put the gun down. And when he did, he accidentally shot himself in the foot. Now, needless to say, the man was hopping mad. But his ex-girlfriend still won't take him back, stating he doesn't stand a chance. In fact, now he doesn't even stand. I don't know much about women's fashions, but I do know what I like. And I think that the dress designed by Rachel Freire is one of the best I have ever seen. Freire created a dress out of 3,000 nipples. She used cow and yak nipples to make a creation she calls nippleocalypse, and I think that it's quite stunning. Now, needless to say, animal rights activists are up in arms about the nipple ensemble, but in her defense, the designer said, and I quote, "I create fashion using materials that would otherwise end up in the scrap heap," end quote. Well, if this is the case, I suggest that she design a three-piece suit made only out of horses' asses. She could call it the Congressional. Hey, that's all I have for you this week. Thanks for watching the Friday Funnies. Please pass them along to everybody you know. Be sure to vote for your favorite mustache, and I'll see you next week.